So what's it like?
So my dad was, and I think this is where I get just wanting to help people. But my dad was a staunch believer in giving of himself, his time, his money, everything that he had, and so he would just bring home every stray.
She's not talking about puppies.
I'm not talking about animals. We live in a small town in East Texas, but he would bring home everybody that needed help of any kind. And I've never met anybody like my dad, but if they needed, one night, 2 nights, 2 years, beans and taters, he brought them home.
Brought to you by Janae Cook, Taylor Realty Group, 501-617-9747. Don't delay. Call Janae. Brought to you by MForce Capital. Joanna Horton at MForce Capital, 501-922-9259. Your local professional in Hot Springs Village. And literally like your good neighbor, Ike Eisenhower, your State Farm agent. Your good neighbor is there, 501-984-41.
New location, same outfit, same sunnies.
Charmy people.
Yes,
Charmy
here we are.
We actually were just recording some stuff, and in the course of that discussion, some other topics came up, and it really helped me cement what I wanted to convey. If I'm going to come in and I'm going to talk to you about my personal medical health issue, I want you to be compassionate and understanding and say, Dennis, I had something like that, and that's what that happened. Mm-hmm. If I'm going to come in and talk to you about my finances, I want to know that we have shared interest.
Right.
If your only interest is that you're going to make another whatever this year and
fees or commissions,
another fee, another commission, another boat, another car, I'm going to have the fanciest car in the parking lot. I'm going to feed your ego trip.
You should see my car.
It's not a Ferrari.
It's a tank. I'm telling you.
It's a tank. It's a grandbaby carrying machine.
It's a beater car.
Not a beater. Not a beater. But I think part of the story that tells a lot about you is the story about your dad.
Yeah.
You shared this story a moment ago, and it was moving. I was like, sit down and be quiet, woman. We're going to cover this. So what's it like?
So my dad was, and I think this is where I get just wanting to help people. But my dad was a staunch believer in giving of himself, his time, his money, everything that he had. And so he would just bring home every stray.
She's not talking about puppies.
I'm not talking about animals. We live in a small town in East Texas, but he would bring home everybody that needed help of any kind. And I've never met anybody like my dad, but if they needed, 1 night, 2 nights, 2 years, beans and taters, he brought them home.
Did he feel as if God put them in his way, or how did he feel?
Yeah, he was very, my dad was very faith driven and believed that was the way that he could minister to people just by loving them.
So it wasn't just a coincidence that somebody was on the side of the road and needed a place.
My dad was a construction worker, so we grew up really poor.
Let me get this straight. So he's not giving out of a profound abundance.
Well, no. When I say giving beans and taters, I mean that.
You mean beans and
taters.
Beans
are my favorite meal today because.
Really?
Yes.
Navy, Pinto, what are we talking?
Any kind.
Just pick one.
Yeah, just whatever.
Well, I got to interrupt for a second. We were sitting talking with Ike the other day, and we were talking about East Texas, and you said you were near something near.
Oh, where my home in Texas. Here I live off of Coronado, but at home I live between two towns, Gun Barrel City and Log Cabin. And I figure
Texas?
That probably sets the tone.
Sets the tone. Gun Barrel City.
And Log Cabin.
And Log Cabin, Texas.
It doesn't get more.
So it's the greater Log Cabin area.
Yeah, the greater.
It's the burbs in between those two areas, right?
Yes.
Oh my Lord.
And so, so I have 6 siblings, and so a house full, and then my dad always had 1, 2, 3, 4 people at all times coming in and staying with us. And
did y'all have a big house?
We didn't. This is gonna
it's fine.
Okay, so until I was 5 and in kindergarten, we lived in a single wide mobile home.
Really?
And then my dad started building a house for us.
Oh, wow. Literally the house my father built.
The house my father built.
Oh, my God.
And when we moved into the house, it had like foam, that foam wrap that goes around the house before you put brick on it, and a wood burning stove. And that's how I moved into our first real house. And me and my 4 sisters, we shared one huge bedroom, and then my 2 brothers shared a bedroom, and then my mom and dad had a bedroom. So depending on who my dad brought home,
and for how long?
Yeah, we had bunk beds in all the rooms, so there were always extra beds for people that my dad brought home.
So you never knew, number one, you came home and sat down for dinner, and you're like, well, there's going to be 20 people.
No, we fought. Like, we would fight for the last bean. Like, I'm not even kidding you. It was
okay, bean off.
It's like my mom would make beans or, whatever. She was always like frying squash, fried potatoes, making gravy. We ate gravy on everything. My dad's a world champion gravy maker. But it was like, you better be there when my mom turns that oven off. Or you better be ready to go ninja on somebody to get that food. Like, I'm not even kidding. That's where my competitive spirit comes from. It comes way before you get to athletics.
So it was bean competition.
It was like, yes, if you want that last spoon of
by golly,
whatever, you better run.
Well, you mentioned one other, and I couldn't let this one slide. So, and let me say, coming from a family, not to this degree, but coming from a family that was always reaching out to other people too. And there was always those in need. And it doesn't matter. You say, oh, those people in need. I guarantee you, they're not always in need, but there will always be a need.
There's always a need.
There's always a need.
Yeah.
And those people, I would always think, well, they're accepting our graciousness. They're coming to be with us. They're going to be wonderful people. Not always.
Not always.
Sometimes they just need food, and they're going to go back to their stinky ways. But that's them.
That didn't matter to my dad. Even
he didn't ask.
In my adult years, my dad was still bringing people home, and him and my mom were well into their 60s or whatever. My dad would still bring people home because they needed a bed, they needed a meal, they needed a coat, they needed something that he could provide them.
Well, say I was, I don't know, traveling across America, dragging a cross behind me.
Oh gosh, yeah, that was one of the craziest times. But my dad was coming home from Dallas because my dad was a construction worker, so he worked in Dallas, and then he was coming home and he saw a man dragging a cross, and ended up. I can't remember if they were at Foot's Grocery, which was a little grocery store in town right before you got to.
Oh, yeah, right there at Gunboro. Yeah, sure, yeah.
So I can't remember if they actually met at Foot's Grocery or if my dad pulled over on the side of the road. I can't remember. But anyway, my dad ended up bringing him home and giving him food and a place to sleep so that he could finish his walk across America with his cross.
And his name was?
Arthur Blessitt.
If you read the book like I did, unbelievable story.
Yeah. So there's a story in there about my dad, and I haven't read it in many, many years, but talks about the man that picked him up and took him home, and that's my dad.
So if you want this money grubber to be your financial consultant, and the only purpose of this is not milking, this is not whatever. This is just to say, this is the heart of where you came from.
To my core.
It's the heart of where we came from.
Yeah.
This story came up because we talked about people that we had invited.
Yeah.
Yeah, to Christmas this Thanksgiving.
We're both tearing up. It's like, this is crazy.
And it's stupid because you think, well, we just invited them to Christmas. It was so big, and it was so big to us. It's so big that they came. I wanted to tell you, the gentleman that we invited, he was late. And you know why? Because he had to turn around and go get a gift and come back.
Oh my
because he had forgotten. And of course, you don't need to bring a gift. And he was not financially lacking in any way. He was a fine young man. He could have done whatever he wanted. And I didn't tell you the other part of that. When he got there, I told you about Matthew, my nephew, who has stage 4 colorectal cancer. He walked in and they went, bro! They were on the same soccer team.
That's so crazy. The world is so small.
Well, I tell you what, when you reach out to help people, it gets smaller.
It does. It really does. Man, that's good stuff. That's good living. I love it.
Dennis Simpson, Joanna Horton, Hot Springs Village Venues. We will give you more reasons to talk to plain down home people. See you next time. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't delay. Call Janae. Janae Cook, Taylor Realty, 501-617-9747. Whether you're buying, selling, or just considering. Oh, we don't need a realtor yet. Yes, you do. Don't delay. Call Janae. 501-617-9747. Call 501-922-9259. Joanna Horton at MForce Capital. She can offer a complimentary financial evaluation planning session just for you and your needs. Once again, 501-922-9259. And literally like your good neighbor, Ike Eisenhower, your State Farm agent. Your good neighbor is there. 501-984-4100. The Home Plate Cafe and Bakery. Great home cooking and an amazing bakery located just outside the gates of Hot Springs Village. 501-984-6969 or go through the drive-thru. The Midnight Tavern, Hot Springs Village only late night place that stays open till 2 a.m. Great music, amazing drinks, and Chef Joanna cooking for you every night. At 110 Colella Drive, Hot Springs Village, Arkansas, just across from the Shell. Call for information at 501-226-0078, 501-226-0078, or check them out on Facebook with all the latest entertainment. And by Domino's Pizzas, West and upcoming East. That's right, Domino's Pizza will have an East location mid-2026. Great food, great service, and great 501-915-9595. 501-915-9595.
KVRE at 92.9 and streaming worldwide on iHeartRadio. KVRE is your family-owned local hometown radio station, so be sure and tune in for live local programming, news, sports, and information every day at 92.9. HSV Radio. HSV Radio is heard every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. or streaming on any of the major platforms. Hot Springs Village Radio is an eclectic mix of music, motivation, great music history, and Saturday morning fun. Join us every Saturday morning at 9 a.m., 92.9. Hot Springs Village only short-term rental with over 2,100 five-star reviews. All properties are lakefront. They include complimentary kayaks, hot tub, pet-friendly, and a stunning view of the lake. Visit DD Village Prop today for your vacation getaway.